Hello and welcome to Georgia Sight's online needle tatting class. Today we're going to get into some two-color tatting. You see this? This is just a little motif that I worked up to show you what two-color tatting and needle tatting looks like. And there is a specific way you achieve this goal. Shuttle tatters will use two shuttles. We only have one needle. So there are things you just have to do in order to get this. I do not advise using this technique for two-color tatting to do large motifs. Small ones, yeah, fine. But when you get into big doilies and stuff, you're going to wear your thread out. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get into this. So, as you can see, my chains are pink, my rings are green. Well, this one is going to be, chains are going to be green, and the rings are going to be pink. So you can see how to do this. Now, rule of thumb number one, when working with two-color tatting, in needle tatting, you want to pull off a length of thread, whatever you think you're going to need. Now, if you're going to do a whole motif like this, okay, or one that's about like this size, you want about 50 inches of the pink thread. And you're going to cut that from the ball. Okay? Once you cut it from the ball, move our needle out of the way. We pick up our pink thread and we pick up our green thread. Our green thread is still attached to the ball. Leave that attached. Pink thread goes bye-bye. We don't need that ball anymore. Alright? What you're going to do is tie yourself a square knot. Okay? Square knots are fairly easy to tie. It's just you've got to remember, right over left and twist. Left over right and twist. Pull that pink thread back through your loop. What you're going to get is something like that. You see it? And you just pull. Now, you want to give yourself a little bit of tail. Alright, because you're going to have to sew these in at the end. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to cut these tails off short to keep them out of my way. You all know now how to sew in your ends, how to get rid of your ends, so we're not going to worry about them. The next thing you're going to do is this pink thread, this beautiful pink thread. This is what we're going to thread into the eye of our needle. Alright? Now, of course, we're going to use our floss threader, our mutilated floss threader. I mean, it's getting some wear, but you can see I've been using this with all the demonstrations. It's still holding up. It's a good tool to use for threading needles. Okay? I won't lie to you about that, because this one has taken some serious abuse, and it's fixing to get a workout now. So get your floss threader, thread your needle. Once your needle is threaded, you're ready. Now, the rings on here are true rings, so you're not going to have to tie the knot at the end of the ring. You're not going to have to tie a knot at the end of the chain, because you're doing true rings. Alright, so let's get started. You want to lay that needle like this. Alright, and what's going to happen is your ball thread is going to twist over this thread. So what I do is I take my ball thread and put it in position. There's a lot of this moving going to happen, and there is a reason that it's going to move back and forth. Okay, I won't lie to you, but without doing that, you're going to keep stitching up your ball thread. So get used to moving that ball thread. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 3 picots separated by 3. Okay, so we've got our 3 double stitches. First picot, 2, 3, second picot, 2, 3, third picot, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and as you can see, I'm working with the thread that's on the needle, so that makes it a true ring. So when we get ready to close this true ring, what we want to do, pull that thread that's coming out here over our thumb, okay, and hold that thread on the needle as we pull it off. All right, some people will tie a knot on this type of technique. You really don't have to. You don't have to go through the loop. The ring will close. All right, there you go. We have our first ring. The next step is reverse our work and work our chain. Okay, our chain is going to be with the green. So we start putting 6 double stitches on here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, then we pull that off, and because we're going right into another true ring, guess what? We don't need to knot off. Okay, so we reverse our work, lay our needle in position, start working with the pink thread. 3 double stitches. You see how the green is getting caught up? So we've got to move the green out of the way again. Like I said, you're going to be moving that ball thread a lot to keep it out of your way. It's just a problem. Usually I don't, when working 2-color tatting, I won't work off the ball. I usually have it wrapped on a bobbin or something, so it's easier to move around, because I don't use this in large type projects. Okay, that's, whoops, we didn't join that, did we? No, we got to join that to the last one. So here we go, we slide it down, we're going to join and continue on. Okay, picot, whoops, get up there, 2, 3, picot, 2 and 3. We're ready to close our ring. Okay, remember it is a true ring, so we don't need to run through the loop. We do want to keep that thread across our thumb, pull that thread through. Okay, get that green thread out of our way. All right, while closing that ring. Otherwise you'll pull your chain thread up through the ring thread and it'll look funny. All right, that slipped. Twisted on me. That's why you have to hold your stitches in place, they'll slip. There we go. And we're ready to move on to the next element. Granted, this is not the best tatting in the world. I'll lie to you. I am not an avid needle tatter. Do you believe me? I guess you do now. But my tail got tied up in there. And you'll have to watch your tails. That's why I cut these off, so they wouldn't be a hindrance. But you do want to leave a long enough tail, and you can fold them back out of your way as you're working. Okay? But I did that because, as you can see, you're messing with a lot of thread here, and you're constantly moving this ball thread back and forth to keep it out of the true ring. But that's how you do 2-color tatting. It's fairly simple. Alright, it looks complicated, but it's really not. So, I hope you learned something. I hope you learned how to 2-color tat. But remember, if you're going to do something like an 18-inch doily, you are going to wear yourself out with this back and forth motion. Alright, so until next time, where we're going to do a split ring 2-color tatted. See, I'm going to show you how to do that too. That's a little added tidbit. But I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and happy tatting.